Lately I have been getting lost a lot. Now typically, the state of affairs would occur due to my falling out of birth is good books for one reason or another. Like telling her navigational skills are merely par. Whereas she wanted to be told they were maximum over par. Or trying to have some guy crushed in an industrial press, which she dislikes because she finds humans cute. However, do my traditions supply bird seed in the incident of the homo wars behind us? We've been getting along like fire flame burnsman in the house on fire. Instead, Bertha is on one of her visits to her mother, which is ridiculous to me because Bertha's mother is incredibly abusive toward her, but she simply can't see it. Her mother would swat her with her wing or try to pluck out her feathers or call her a bad navigator, which is apparently a real bad insult amongst the pigeon community. The worst is when she calls her a squab head, which is kinda like calling someone a baby brain, but way worse for pigeons. I guess it's like if you were to call someone so stupid they only had value in the form of calories. She often cries after that, and only riding round on my shoulder for a bit while we visit the finest sights in the 3 wondering can help her feel better. Regardless, I frequently tell her not to visit her mother because seeing all of this maternal abuse really hits me. It hits me almost as hard as my beloved and cherished mother sobs me in the face when giving me one of her patented fist massages. Maybe seeing this abuse just makes me feel bad for Bertha because she doubtless wants a mother as loving as mine. Anyway, I got lost and ended up at some venue Ricky Gervais was performing at. He was telling a bunch of stories about why he was an atheist, and at the time I was aggressively shaking my head, mostly because I argue with the voices that live in my soft little noggin, and at the time we were debating how the moon could be real if our eyes were real. Regardless, due to the fact I was wearing my traditional archbishop robe, Ricky began to make fun of me for believing in fairy tales and told me I was basically putting my faith in the Easter Bunny. I told Ricky we all had irrational beliefs. After all, he thought he was a comedian, and Ricky immediately squared up to me, telling me that we should settle this like men. I happened to know there was already hopscotch court chalk on the sidewalk outside and agreed to his proposal, pulling my lagger out of my pocket. However, Ricky told me he actually wanted to debate me. This was somewhat confusing to me, as usually people try punching me in the most vulnerable part of my face, the mouth, rather than choosing to debate me, where I can noodle is the most powerful part of my face, the mouth. The audience was very clearly not on my side, laughing and booing at me for wearing my archbishop robes. However, my robes were hewn from the finest beard hairs plucked from my lower elbows and weaved together with the power of birdsong, the hopes and wishes of the children of the 313. But honestly, the bulk of the heavy lifting was done by sweatshop workers. Regardless, I stayed cool. Ricky opened this argument up by first bringing up the problem of evil, the problem of divine hiddenness, and rounded out with the argument from inconsistent revelations. I began by laying out the teleological argument before moving on to the contingency argument. However, I realized I was making this way too hard on myself, and instead simply called upon the powers of the Catholic God to draw a square circle in front of everyone, thusly performing a miracle and proving the existence of the Catholic God, and thereby winning the debate. Now probably thinking to yourself, but you wanna miss the doctor, professor, governor, or T, who Reverend Eminem to the grade. A square circle can't exist, it's simply impossible. To which I replied to it with Matthew chapter 19 and verse 26. Now after I drew the symbol, the audience immediately lost their minds, their atheist brains simply unable to cope with the Catholic God's power being made manifest unto the earth. This minor display of small potatoes reality warp and irrevocably turned them entirely insane. Ricky Gervais immediately began trying to eat his own hands while screaming he was a small naval at Force stationed on the moon and was ready for an attack on Mars. I'll be honest, this wasn't exactly what I was going for, and I feel like the ray of screaming people who kept blowing at their heads like they were trying to rip the impossible sight from their memories were missing the point. What you should take away from all this is that I'm a master debater. Be sure to tell everyone you meet that Eminem is a master debater and indulges on a regular basis. Oh, and that gets back home to restore the sanity of those people or whatever.